And welcome back to the number one UFC picks podcast in the world, No Brainer MMA. This episode is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Log on and get a job, you damn dirty hippies. And 82% of you damn dirty hippies are not subscribed. So if you're not subscribed right now, go and do that bullshit. Yada, yada, yada. And we're going to get right into this. Nate Landwehr versus Austin Lingo. I love me a Nate Landwehr fight week. The guy is just violence personified. And we love and respect him for that. Nate lost 2 out of his first 3 fights in the UFC, both times brutal first round KOs and both by knees. And I think a lot of people started to write him off after that, and rightfully so. It kind of looked like he might have had like a little bit of a chin problem. He might have been a little chinny. But then he strung together back-to-back Fight of the Night awards against Ludwig Klein and David Onama, 2 pretty good guys. Nate Landwehr has a very fun fight style. He comes from a Muay Thai background, and his fight style just reminds me of Darren the Damage Elkins, who he actually fought in his sophomore outing. And I'm surprised that wasn't a fight of the night. That was just a crazy fight. He's a gamer, a lot of pressure, throw caution to the wind fight style, a frantic fight style, a lot of volume in his strikes, always throwing something at his opponent. And he has a really perfectly timed jab, too, that he's always throwing out there. Just a ball of energy with a stand and bang mentality, and is a walking Fight of the Night award. That being said, that's gotten him into a little bit of trouble, getting knocked down in 3 out of his 5 UFC fights. He's taken on Austin Lingo, who's taken this fight on short notice. Landwehr was actually supposed to face Bruce Leroy Alex Caceres, but he withdrew. And last week, Lingo was supposed to face Ricardo Ramos, but Ramos came in like 8 pounds overweight, and the bout was scrapped. So technically, this is a short notice bout for both guys. And honestly, it's a pretty great matchup considering that this was put together in like a week. Austin Lingo was a prospect with a lot of hype when he joined the UFC back in 2020. He made his pro debut directly into the LFA, went 6-0, 5 of those fights, finishes all in the first round. Then joined the UFC and lost a very underwhelming fight against Yusuf Zalal. Lingo only ended up landing 12 significant strikes in that fight. And the fight went to the judges, so it wasn't really a good look. He then had a very favorable matchup against Jacob Kilborn, who was just not UFC caliber. He has an 8-7 record. He's on a 5-fight losing streak. He just wasn't on the UFC's level. So that was a pretty much gifted to Lingo, and he took full advantage of that. Ended up scoring 2 26-30s in the judges' scorecards. Finally, his last time out was actually 18 months ago, but that wasn't really Lingo's fault. He's had 3 scheduled bouts in between then and now, and they were all scrapped, canceled, stuff like that. So it's not like he was hurt or anything. But in his last fight, he had a very close, competitive fight against Luis Saldana. And although we haven't seen a finish from Lingo yet in the UFC, he is a very hard hitter. He's recorded 2 knockdowns in each of his last 2 fights. He's a lot less technical. Not too much less. I'll take that back. But he's the less technical striker of the 2. Both guys have a very fast-paced game, good volume, really prefer to just brawl it out. And this is going to be a sleeper fight of the night for sure. But I do really like Nate Landwehr in this fight. When the fight gets ugly, that's when we see the best version of Nate. And that's exactly what I think this fight's going to turn into. This will probably be really close early on, just both guys just teeing off on each other. And if Nate's chin can hold up past the first round, I don't think Austin Lingo is ready to get into the deep waters, which Nate brings you. So I'm going to be going with Nate Landwehr in this one.